to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Oh. Okay. To Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
The crowd booed Netanyahu. Trump was cheered. And as applause echoed in Tel Aviv, gunfire erupted in Gaza. Hamas is back on the streets, reclaiming what's left of its rule. But is this order returning? Or Gaza slipping into a new kind of war? Hamas has recalled about 7,000 members of its security forces to reassert control over areas of Gaza recently vacated by Israeli troops, BBC reported citing local sources. The Palestinian group also appointed 5 new governors, all with military backgrounds, some of whom previously commanded brigades in its armed wing. The mobilization order was reportedly issued via phone calls and text messages, which said the aim was to cleanse Gaza of outlaws and collaborators with Israel and told fighters to report within 24 hours. Reports from Gaza suggest that armed Hamas units have already deployed across several districts, some wearing civilian clothes and others in the blue uniforms of the Gaza police. Tensions rose sharply and quickly after 2 members of Hamas's elite forces were shot dead by gunmen from the powerful Dugmush clan in Gaza City's Sabra neighborhood. Hamas members later surrounded a large area where more than 300 Dugmush gunmen were believed to be holed up, armed with machine guns and improvised explosives. This morning, Hamas killed 1 Dugmush clan member and reportedly kidnapped another 30. The Hamas mobilization had been widely anticipated amid growing uncertainty about who will govern Gaza once the war ends. This is a key issue that could complicate the start of the second phase of US President Donald Trump's peace plan, which calls for Hamas to disarm.
We cannot leave Gaza at the mercy of thieves and militias backed by the Israeli occupation. Our weapons are legitimate to resist occupation, and they will remain as long as the occupation continues.
A retired security officer who served for years with the Palestinian Authority in Gaza said he feared the territory was sliding towards another round of internal bloodshed.
Hamas hasn't changed. It still believes that weapons and violence are the only means to keep its movement alive. Gaza is flooded with arms. Looters have stolen thousands of weapons and rounds of ammunition from Hamas stores during the war, and some groups have even received supplies from Israel. This is a perfect recipe for civil war. Weapons, frustration, chaos, and a movement desperate to reassert control over a shattered and exhausted population.
Khalil Abu Shamala, a human rights expert who lives in Gaza, said it remained to be seen whether Hamas would accept handing over control on the ground or seek to obstruct the plan's implementation. He said Hamas had been forced to accept the peace plan by the severe pressure it was under.
There is undoubtedly widespread fear among many Gazans of potential internal fighting, given the many conditions that could fuel it.
Hamas has also set up checkpoints, engaged in gun battles with rivals and meted out violent beatings to Palestinians it suspects of having collaborated with Israel just hours after agreeing to the ceasefire. According to Financial Times, the militant group has moved rapidly across the Strip to reassert its control and settle scores. While much of Israel's security establishment is convinced that its offensive has dismantled Hamas's military, the rapid deployment of its fighters across the enclave revealed that the group remained capable of holding on to power within Gaza itself. In northern Gaza, it engaged in gun battles with 2 Palestinian clans that had received aid and weapons from the Israeli military. Hamas has demanded that all rivals lay down their weapons within 48 hours and surrender their leaders to the militant group. Popular Forces, the largest rival that is run by Yasser Abu Shabab, controls large swaths of Rafah and has received weapons, armored cars and training from Israel, has refused to comply.
We are staying in our territory around Rafah and will continue to defend our lands. We have no intention of leaving the Gaza Strip.
US Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff was received with thunderous applause on October 11th when he delivered the opening speech at the weekly rally for the release of the hostages held in Gaza. Subsequent speakers Jared Kushner, US President Donald Trump's son-in-law, and Ivanka Trump were also warmly applauded. Taking center stage, Witkoff declared, "Miracles can happen." Over 500,000 people attended the event, according to an unconfirmed claim by the Hostages and Missing Families Forum, which organized the gathering.
We all owe a debt of deep gratitude to President Trump. In the worst of times, he refused to accept the idea that peace in the Mideast was out of reach. He brought together nations once divided by generations of conflict and showed us that shared peace is stronger than shared pain. History will remember that when others doubted, President Trump believed. He is the greatest president in American history, and we're here because of him. To the hostages themselves, our brothers and sisters, you are coming home.
However, Witkoff struggled to calm the crowd as they booed when he mentioned Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
To Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Okay. To Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Okay, let me just finish my thought. I was in the trenches, guys. Let me just finish my thought. I was in the trenches with the Prime Minister. Believe me, he was a very important part here. The Prime Minister and his staff, Ron Dermer included, have both sacrificed so much for this country and devoted their lives to the service of Israel.
Later, US Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff and CENTCOM Chief Admiral Brad Cooper visited an IDF base in Gaza to confirm the Israeli military withdrawal to the agreed-upon lines. Fox News Chief National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin reported on October 11th.
U.S. Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff, accompanied by CENTCOM Commander Admiral Brad Cooper, visited Israeli troops inside base in Gaza to confirm agreed-upon withdrawal was complete.
Meanwhile, Egypt is set to host an international summit in the Red Sea resort city of Sharm el-Sheikh on October 13th to finalize an agreement aimed at ending the war in Gaza. The summit will be attended by more than 20 leaders, including US President Donald Trump, the spokesperson added in a statement. Donald Trump and the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi are due to chair the summit. The event would also see the attendance of leaders or foreign ministers from Germany, France, the UK, Italy, Qatar, the UAE, Jordan, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and Indonesia.
It will aim to end the war in the Gaza Strip, enhance efforts to achieve peace and stability in the Middle East, and usher in a new era of regional security and stability.
The UN Secretary-General, Antonio Guterres, said he would attend, as will Britain's Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, his Italian counterpart, Giorgia Meloni, and Pedro Sanchez of Spain. The French President, Emmanuel Macron, has also confirmed his attendance. Meanwhile, Israel and Hamas won't be attending the summit.